And let's keep it school, shall we? With the chairman of the Board of Education, Board Chair Mark Mendiola joins us in the KUAM News Link Zoom room. Good morning, Mark. Thanks for jumping on.
Hey, thanks. Good morning, Chris. Half a day, Jason. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, wow, it's been a pretty crazy 48 hours, and I just wanted to get you on just to get your reaction to the news of Superintendent Jon Fernandez's resignation effective July 15th. I mean, it's huge news, Mark, and I know that you guys, I mean, the ink is probably just dry on that resignation correspondence. So where are you guys at? I guess just personally, your reaction, and then as a board,
Okay.
go ahead.
Sure, Chris. I just want to thank you. Obviously, the superintendent, 10 years of service. We're very grateful for his service to our community, to our students. We respect his decision to, close this chapter in his career and his life. And I know that he has, he's going to focus on his family and his kids. I know his oldest daughter is graduating from high school. So, obviously there's a lot of things that we've been working in the department. It's been a historic journey, Chris, 10 years, longest serving in the nation, and the chief state officers. I think usually they said the shelf life for a superintendent is usually between 3 to 5. And I before Jon came on board, I think it was only one school year,
right?
To provide that type of leadership. And, I got to say, though, some of the attributes and his qualities at being at the helm of the Department of Education was, pretty much there was some seriously tough, challenging situations, dwindling resources, the opening of a charter schools in the system, navigating through this pandemic. And, KUAM has been with us all the way through this process. One thing about Jon, I really like that he's not shy to address our community through the media. I think he's always, been able to do that and basically communicate to our island community, regarding the things that matter most in the Department of Education. We just completed our strategic plan, Chris, if you recall that about last board meeting. So what that really does is really creates the framework for the next superintendent. And so, on the next board, as you know, we're in this election cycle, and we're going to be going through probably some changes in the legislature as well as the Board of Education. So, and then in the executive branch as well, they're going through an election. So I think it's going to be a heated battle. But when the dust settles, I think the department is in a better off place with a plan that was developed and molded by people that really looked at a lot of things regarding education. And so, just excited that this chapter being closed, that there's new opportunities, a time for the island of Guam, the island community, to just basically, move itself forward. And I think we're better off, a lot better off place than we were a couple years ago. And I just hope that the new elected folks realize that, and that they will continue on the progress. It's been challenging. There's a lot of issues still pending. We're trying to push to get Simon Sanchez built as quickly as possible. Superintendent mentioned that that's one of the key things that we're going to work on in the 60 days. We're also trying to deal with the issue of the sports league. We're going to address those issues coming up shortly here. But ultimately, I think for us as a board, we're going to need to get together as a board, discuss the next steps, look at the search for a new superintendent. And of course, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people that are going to be applying for the job, and hopefully we get the best candidate to run and lead the Department of Education for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, Mark, you talked about Jon's tenure lasting a decade. Before that, you had said the shelf life of a superintendent, maybe a school year tops, right? And Lord knows that was a big struggle when we had that high turnover at the top. So just, I guess, moving forward as a board, how hard are you guys going to work? And are there things that you guys can do to secure that type of applicant and eventually fill the position with somebody who is going to be good enough to stick around for that kind of long-term commitment? Because it does matter, right? You can't, jump.
It does. Yeah, leadership, and time will tell. When a person comes in new to the job, of course, they bring their leadership style, their leadership skill set. So it's a lot of, they call it the honeymoon period, so to speak, and they get the feeling of the job, and then from there, what are the things. But I think the framework of the strategic plan, one of its leadership, it also affords the opportunity to evaluate the superintendent and the deputies and the leadership of the schools and use data to drive the department forward. I think this is the first time in a long time that we've really set the tone. The board has set the tone in terms of what we're looking for. And Chris, on my other life, and when I was at the University of Guam Board of Regents, I went to 2 different presidential searches. And when I was teaching out in the Northern Mariana Islands, I was also part of the presidential search out in those areas. So, I understand the process for looking for a post-secondary president of institutions. And I think that could be easily translatable to a superintendent of education. And so I look forward to the conversation with my colleagues. I'm not going to speak for them, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them have their ideas. We have people on the board who have institutional knowledge. We also have a good cross-section of our community. We have a parent rep, a business rep, and we also have an administrator, teacher rep. We have the GFT, the mayor. We have 6 elected board members that come from all different walks of life, grandparents, parents, former administrator, So I think we're going to do our best to get it out there. But I got to say, though, that DOE, our board, has been the most transparent board, if any, with respect to, streaming our meetings online, making sure that we communicate with the media in a timely fashion. We don't shy away from the tough questions, Chris, and you know that.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a testament to what people working together. And if there's challenges and concerns, then we just address them. There's nothing, we can't hide from the truth. We got to be able to explain to the community as to how we're dealing with the situation. And sometimes the decisions may not go in favor of a certain group or what, but we try to base it on what we know to be truth and factual in front of the board. And obviously that discussion takes sometimes it's toll on people. And I think one of the things, Chris, that's important for our people, we always talk about mental health, and sometimes you do have to take a step back and really think things through. And I think the superintendent has come to a point in his career where he's saying, okay, I really need to focus on what matters for him personally, and we respect that.
Yeah, how can you argue with it? I mean, anybody who wants to put their family first, that's how it should be, right? Mark, you're not running again, right, for Board of Education?
Yeah, I think I announced it on your show.
Yeah, and so you talk about the institutional knowledge that we're going to lose with Jon. I mean, also with you. So when July 15th comes, and Jon is no longer with the department, is that it, or is it? Can we put something in his contract where, like, up to a year, if the new soup or the new board members have any questions, can they ring you and you got to answer the phone and give it at least 30-minute explanation? Because
I think Jon is that type of person. I think Jon is not going to want to see the organization fall. I mean, that's it's a legacy builder, right? You don't want to look back and see the organization fall apart because you kind of departed. But I think he also has good leaders in the department, and Joe Sanchez, Erica Cruz, Frank Cooperners, and then you've got all these wonderful administrators and teachers. And so I'm pretty sure in the ranks of the department, we're definitely going to look to their stability, their leadership as well. And Jon admits it that he didn't do it all by himself. There's people that have assisted him in many ways, and I think that's one thing that he's been able to pull together. So, I think like you said, the institutional knowledge, I'll be still around the community, probably not in the capacity as chairman of the board. I've already been recruited to be PTO president.
Guys, he was trying to take a break, okay? He was trying to take a break.
When my baby boy, my youngest, asked me, Dad, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's to do something around the schools, or my child at Agata Johnston, it's just kind of, I've tried to teach them life skills and values, right? And helping out our community. And it's about really just doing that. And I think, I did my 5 years. Jon and I go to the same barber now because I used to have hair, but, it's really, Chris, it's been a storied journey. And I think there's a lot of people out there that have great ideas that want to, that call us to task. And this is an opportune time if they think that they have the capacity to run for office and share their knowledge. I know people want to increase test scores. They want to build brand new facilities and all this other stuff. Well, this is an opportunity. I'm inviting people that have the time and the energy to contribute to please do so. This is the opportune time to do that.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
Right on.
Yep. God bless, guys.
That's
We're
that.
good.
Yep. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I know. Like John said yesterday, he's like, "Well, I'm announcing I'm resigning, and I feel like we're saying goodbye, but then it's tomorrow, right back to work." So I
Yeah.
mean, there's still 60 days. He's got to finish out. So we'll talk
Right.
again, Mark. Take it easy.
Okay.
That's
Sure.
that. There you go. He's the chair of the board of education, Mark Mendiola. Good morning on you guys. 7:18. There's a new episode of Talks with Toss coming up, and we're going to get her on the show to talk about that. It's part of the awesome KUAM podcast network. Also this morning, Governor Lulian Guerrero is having a press conference relative, I'm assuming, to the new executive order that lifts the indoor mask mandate while you were sleeping, the stroke of midnight. The indoor mask mandate